In a flash of green magic, the dome of vines and brambles full complete and covers over the camp. Green magic shoots everywhere from the vine tree in the middle. More vines appear, trying to cover up what's left inside the dome. Sunset, fully pony up, grabs Twilight's hand and tries to run for it. More and more vines appear, aiming for them. Their friends rush over to them. Rarity, Applejack says, quickly thinking on her feet. Getting at what Applejack said, Rarity quickly formed a diamond shield to cover all around them as more vines try to trap them in. I can't keep this up forever, Rarity yells, already feeling the vines trying to crush the shield. The girls look around in fright. Sunset quickly grabs Twilight. It's up to you. You can use your magic to pull the brambles apart, Sunset says. No, there's too many of them. It would take too much magic. I can't, Twilight says, freaking out on the inside and out. It's the only way. You have to embrace the magic inside you, Sunset says, trying to help Twilight believe in herself like she did with the others earlier. But what if she takes over? Twilight yells. Her terrifying memories and nightmares flood back to her. What if instead of saving everyone, I turn into Midnight Sparkle and only make things worse? Twilight cries. That won't happen, Sunset yells. The others turn to look and give a reassuring smile. We won't let it, Sunset smiles. Twilight looks to see and hear cracks already forming on the cover. She closes her eyes and uses the magic she's got in from the camp. She only manages to pull back a little bit. Suddenly the vines and brambles crushing in more, making more cracks, and a tired Rarity falling back into Applejack's arms. Sunset grabs a hold of Twilight, focusing every bit of her new magic into Twilight's mind. Come on, Twilight, you have to be stronger than she is, Sunset says. In a bright flash, Twilight looks to see that she is back in the dark, hushier pink space of her mind. Suddenly, Midnight Sparkle laugh rings through her mind. She appears right in front of Twilight. You will never control me, I will always be a part of you. In a sudden, teal magic flows into Twilight. Two midnight wings appear and a horn. No, oh, Twilight yells. Twilight, Sunset voices calls out. Twilight turns to see a faint-looking Sunset with red aura around her. You are in charge, Sunset says. Suddenly a faint Rarity appears. You are a light, darling. A force for good. Yeah, you can kick the darkness's butt. Rainbow appears. We're here for you, Twilight. Pinkie. And we'll be here no matter what. Applejack. We believe in you. Fluttershy. All of her friends now surround her. You are not Midnight Sparkle, Sunset yells. Oh, but she is, and no thanks to you, Sunset shimmer. Suddenly from the horn on Twilight glows brightly, and Midnight Sparkle appear forth. The wings and horn disappear from Twilight. You're forgetting whose mind you're in, girls. Midnight laughs and snaps her fingers, and all but Sunset chatters away. Sunset becomes less faintly, and more of her full self. Angered, she turns to Midnight. You, what do you mean, quote Sunset says. Now, Sunset, I think you know exactly what I mean. Midnight cuts her off. Suddenly memories blobs appear into the air. However, as Sunset looks closer, she realizes these are not Twilight's, but hers. From being a pony back to Equestria, till now, with Gloriosa trapping everyone here in the camp. What? But how? Sunset says, shocked yet horrified. Midnight laughs. After you had grabbed a hold of Twilight's mind the first time, your mind and hers were connected, like now. And I was able to go into your mind, Sunset, Midnight says as she snaps her fingers. Suddenly, a magical bubble appears out of nowhere and traps Sunset. Sunset bangs on the bubble. Twilight, don't listen to her. She isn't real. It's all lies, Sunset yells. My Sunset, the only one here is lying, is you, Midnight says as she floats over to the confused and scared Twilight. What? Twilight stutters. She tries to process of what is going on. While you have told the truth, that magic has turned you into something distasteful. Midnight snaps her fingers. Above them, the memories of the fall formula appear above them, showing Sunset's horrifying transformation, the supposed other her from another world, and their friends using the power of friendship against this demon Sunset Shimmer and her turning back. You lied where the magic came from, or even where you're from, Sunny. Midnight snaps her fingers again. The memories and pony Sunset appear above. Her memories of being a pony, betraying her mentor Celestia, stealing some crown, all for her own ambition. Tears start to drip down Twilight's cheek. Twilight steps forward a little bit toward Sunset. Sunset, is this all true? You were the one who brought the magic to our world in the first place, Twilight asks, feeling her own heart break. Staring at the memories, thinking back at what she had done, Sunset sheds a tear and looks away from Twilight's gaze. It's true. I was the one who brought magic here from Equestria. That's why I knew so much about it. But you have to understand, I was young and foolish. I wanted to understand, and now I understand. I understand the power of friendship it has. Sunset says, looking dead into Twilight's eyes, looking with forgiveness deep in her eyes. Twilight wanted to understand as well, and look where it got her. Midnight says with anger. With another snap, Twilight's memories start to flood into the mind. Twilight seeing magic from the first time through blast in the sky. Twilight saying in her lab all day studying, not going to any parties her friends invited to. People making fun of her and her work. Forced to compete in the friendship games, and forced to unleash the magic. Looking at the memories, Twilight looks down from the painful memories, and tries her best to not cry. Yes, it was all because of you, Sunset Shimmer, and from those memories, I was born. Midnight chuckles. I was born as another part of you, Twilight. Midnight puts a hand on Twilight's shoulder. Twilight jumps back, and gets a bit away from Midnight. And no, you are not a part of me. Why, you were made out of a magic. Twilight tries to get a grip on herself. I was made out of your feelings, Twilight. As I said, I will always be a part of you. Why try to get rid of me? You know I will always be a part of your mind, and that every time you use magic, it will be me, no matter what someone says. So why not do what you were meant to do, since you were born? Let's become whole again, and take the magic from this world and move on to the next. Midnight says, her shadow overshadows Twilight. Twilight, please, don't listen to her. You're better than her. Please, you have to trust me. Sunset yells, trying her best to reach out to Twilight. And how do I not know that you're lying to me? Twilight shouts, turning to Sunset, crying. Twilight, I. Sunset stutters. All my life, I wanted to believe magic was real, and when I saw it for the first time, I was thrilled. I had some meaning to my life. I gave up everything just to get a hold of it. And when I had it, I thought it turned against me. Because I saw how perfect magic turned for you, that everyone loved you for how you are. But now I find out you lied to me. That you were the one who brought magic to this world, and cost me most of my life. Twilight cries as she pours all of her dark feelings out into her open mind. Slowly Midnight's horn and the aura around her eyes to reappear on Twilight. Sunset starts to cry. Twilight, no. Sunset faint cries to her. But no, I think I was wrong about back then. About you, about everyone, about magic. I realized now that it was thanks to Midnight that I saw my true happiness. When I was truly happy, Twilight closes her eyes. Midnight is a part of me. Midnight is me. Her voice changes into Midnight's. Twilight opens her eyes, only to be Midnight's shining brightly. In a bright ball of teal light, the girls in the little dome of brambles are blasted back. Confused, the rest of the girl looked to see a knocked out Sunset on the ground. Sunset, the girls cried out. A groan comes out from Sunset. Applejack slowly helps Sunset up. Sunset, are you all right? There's a sudden ball of light then coming from your and the next it turns dark and explodes. What happened? Applejack asks. Sunset tries to recall what happened in Twilight's mind. Wait, where's Twilight? Pinky says before Sunset could say anything. Guys, I think I found Twilight, Rainbow says, looking towards up the air. Sunset and the others look up in the air in horror. Sunset quickly gets up from the ground. She just stares to see a certain midnight sparkle using her magic to pull back the vines and brambles to get to Gloriosa Daisy. But just how? Applejack tries to get her words out. Sunset, just what in the world is that? Rainbow turns to Sunset. Sunset snaps out of it and looks at the girl. Look, it doesn't matter. We have to stop Midnight before she gets the crystals, Sunset says, holding onto what's left of her confidence. On it, Rainbow flies up from Midnight. Rainbow quickly flies right at Midnight. All right, Twilight, time to snap out of it, she says. Midnight quickly turns to look at Rainbow. How about you get out of my way? Midnight uses her magic to make Rainbow stop midair and fling her backwards. Rainbow hits the ground. I'm so sorry for this, Twilight, Rarity says as she aims diamonds at Midnight. Midnight chuckles as she uses her magic to take a hold of them and shatter them to pieces. And nothing working. But she says in horror, "No, there has to be something," Sunset says. Sunset closes her eyes and concentrates on bringing out the magic she had with her during the friendship games. But no matter how hard she tries, nothing happens. She tries again, nothing. Finally, the brambles pull back to reveal Gloriosa. And no, stop, she yells, trying to pull the brambles and vines back. Sorry, but I'll be taking those. Midnight trips the crystals off her neck. The crystals float in Midnight's hand. Slowly, the crystals start to change shape and come together to form a star. Midnight, grinning, places the star on her neck. In a flash of dark colors, she starts to transform once more. Her torn light up in an array of a dark rainbow. She gains a mask made of the dark rainbow. Her hair flows downward with a new turquoise stripe in it. She gains a new dark outfit, and her wings are slightly different. She gains a dark purple aura around her. Midnight laughs. So much magic, even more than before, she says. The girls look at her, terrified. Midnight looks back at the girls. Now, what to do with you six? Midnight looks down at them, filled with anger. Twilight, please, it's us, your best friends, Applejack yells. More like 5 puppets and a traitor, Midnight shouts back. Sunset, just staring at the ground, the hope completely drained from her. I think I'll just leave you to the vines. Midnight snaps her fingers. Black vines with green thorns come out of the ground, making a new dark dome around her once friends. They yell and shout, begging Twilight to snap out of it, expect Sunset, knowing she failed Twilight and her friends. Soon, their shouts are just mumbles as the vines completely covers them. Midnight chuckles. She opens the main dome and flies out, then covers the dome back in vines. They could all rot for all she cared. She was whole again, and she had magic. She didn't need them anymore. She didn't need Sunset anymore. I have another world to explore, she says to herself as she flies away.